Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And before you listen to this episode, I just got to let you know, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go to blkrenaissance.com, and I need you to shop for the culture. That's right. Anytime you use the promo code LLC20 at Black Renaissance Clothing's website, you will get 20% off your order. Off rip, no questions asked. So do me a favor and do it for the culture. Peace.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sade with Black on Black Rhymes. Step to the mic.
Mic check.
People always ask me where I get my confidence from, and I get it from inside. It's an inside thing, y'all. And when it comes to beautiful skin, I rock with Butta by India, where her motto is, be confident in your skin. She has a variety of naturally made soaps to keep you smelling good, hair products for long, luscious, healthy hair, and even beard products for men. You know, we got to keep those struggle beards away. So visit blendiabyindia.com and use promo 2020skin to get 10% off your order. Thank you, Butta by India, for being a sponsor of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC.
Hey, this is Butta So Fly of Powerlines Poetry, here to let you know anytime I feel good, I have to look good, so you have to listen to me. Make sure you go to gurudesigns.com, use a 3 instead of an E. The website is great, so you can get something for yourself, and then she makes custom clothes for men too. And guess what? I got a promo code for you. Use 20/20 and it'll get you 15% off of any order $25 or more. You can't beat that. Go to gurudesigns.com.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a bigger the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay silent just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can't see us, like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dough. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope. While you at it, we keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
I've seen that a lot over the past couple of years. Like, and this is probably going to be shocking, but I've seen it a lot more in women lately, where there'll be a transgression of some sort, and they'll feel like you should be over whatever this transgression is, and they get mad when you say you're not over whatever it is, and now your masculinity is being challenged. Blah 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 blah. You know. I've been seeing a lot more of that. And this is coming from the guy side, from just, and I know we'll say the game of know who you're dating. In this case, it isn't who you're dating, it's the staggering amount of people who are doing it. That's kind of scary. You know, like I've always wondered in women's circles, is there a conversation of the concept of masculinity? Like where does that play a role, and where is that used as a tool of manipulation? You know, like, is that a topic amongst you guys' circle? Like people who abuse the masculinity conversation, you know, in order to finagle themselves out of the situation or to get a desired result?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Using someone's sexuality or the idea of a man ain't supposed to do this or a man ain't supposed to do that in order to manipulate a situation where they're not wrong anymore. For instance, if someone has been arguing and let's say the woman is wrong, and then the man is upset and isn't quite over it yet. I've seen firsthand where the woman was like, well, that was yesterday, nigga, get over it. You sound like a female right now. Like little stuff like that. And I'm seeing it way more often than I would like to.
Okay. Okay. So I would say, I have had conversations with a couple of homegirls, and we have said things like that. So here is my understanding of it. Okay. And I'm not saying it's right. Okay. But I have put up with X, Y, and Z from you for so long, right? So I think what happens is we take like really like personal ideas from it, right? So this is our trauma that's speaking. So homegirl got cheated on a couple of times. He has done X, Y, and Z to her, had a baby on her, all this other stuff. But you know what? She was still here. She still held it down. She did what she was supposed to do. And in her mind, she did what a woman was supposed to do. I stood by my dude when he was doing dirt, and he should be able to get over it too. That was how the conversation that we had. So yeah, I did it. Yeah, I slept with so and so, and yeah, I told him, and he should be able to get over it because I did too. So and when we had that conversation, it was more of like a tit for tat kind of thing, you know. So we just going around in circles. He doing wrong, she doing wrong, and he should be able to get over it because I was able to get over it. If that makes sense.
So if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying you don't hear of those situations I named. You hear more of the opposite, where something happened with the woman first, and because they're tit for tatting, he doesn't have enough alligator skin to deal with what she had been putting up with.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of stuff women do, if they're gonna do it, is reactionary. Always. And this was the situation where what's that movie? Best Man. When they was at the table, and he was starting to realize that he had slept with the dude. Well, he ain't got there yet, but it was just, up in the air. And old boy Terrence Howard was like, well, if she do, ain't she ain't she dealt with enough? In so many words, she should be able to do it. She didn't deal with enough from you. And old boy couldn't take it. Dudes can't even take the thought of it. It might not have even happened. But like you say, this goes back to what I say. Women take a lot. Men say we that's a general statement, but we take a lot. Like you say, you got a whole baby or whole babies that I ain't had, and we married, and they younger than our anniversary. But you want me to be cool with that? You want me to find out you done slept with all these people, and I'm supposed to be just all right with it, okay, and just act like it never happened. But the one time you even just think, you ain't got no proof. You just think it. I'm a hoe in the streets now. I'm for the streets. Yeah. Or I gotta get out of here. I ain't heard the guy say this. This man been cheating on his wife since been cheating. And he thought she cheated on him. And he was like, I gotta go. I can't deal with it. You know what? Yeah. It's wild. And I'm never a person that's gonna say two wrongs make it right, because it don't. But I even heard a guy say, I'm talking about, he was furious because we was talking about the situation from Best Man. He was like, it was so wrong for that, whatever. And I was like, oh boy, Terrence Howard. Well, now, if we just gonna stay together, you know what I'm saying? If it was good for the goose, why it ain't good for the gander? You know what I'm saying? He was just furious. He was like, well, she should have just left him before she cheated on him. I said, well, he should have never got married. He should have never came to her in a relationship type way. If you know you can't keep it to yourself. Why is it on her to always make the decision that's good or that's best? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Why? Why should she just leave? Why you ain't leave before you cheated and kept cheating? Yeah, I mean, he was scared. He was eating the table and everything. I just looked. I was laughing at him because you're an angry person, but you be in the wrong. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And you also got to be careful because the next man may be actually paying for the F junk the other dude did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
So
I can say,
that's
okay,
it.
so say that I'm in a relationship with this new guy, and the new guy, I did something the new guy didn't like, and it doesn't have to be cheating or anything like that. But he says, okay, he has an issue that I did X, Y, and Z. And I say, okay, I'm sorry, get over it. But I'm not really, pinpointing it to him. I'm still dealing with some bull that Jerome did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Or what's his face did 10 years ago to me. So because I've been conditioned to be beat up and abused in my relationship and not, respected. And so they gave me examples of what masculinity looked like and have to deal with, right? So now that I have a good man who is not warranted all these issues, now I'm beating him up. Okay, get over it, nigga. You acting like a female, nigga. Because the other dudes I was messing with, they already taught me how I need to act, when like something bad happens.
Get over it. That's what they want
to. So I guess it still goes back to, I have to heal myself before I start having this other relationship with this guy. Or I need to go ahead and be truthful with him and say, look, I'm sorry that you're not over it. And I'm sorry that I felt like that was a female trait, but this is what I actually had to go through. And this is and this is why I treat you the way that I do. And I'm sorry that I'm doing this. It all goes back to, we gonna have to have this confrontation where we have to be uncomfortable and I have to tell you things that I don't really want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I believe that there's some good guys that are actually getting the brunt of what her ex-husband should have got.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is. But I think now at this point, because I'm talking personally, I'm almost 40. You know what I'm saying? So I can't keep playing these same games that I was when I was 20 years old. So when it comes to it, you're gonna have to come to a point where I'm just gonna have to lay it out on the line for you. Okay, this is the baggage I came with. This is the trauma that I had. This is what I want in my relationship. This is how I want my man to treat me. This is how I want to treat my man, and just lay it out there on the table. Because we can keep going around in circles about, how a man acts and how a woman acts. But at the end of the day, we still lonely. We still want to be loved, at this point. So just go ahead and tell the truth. Just tell the truth.
So
I'm trying to, if I do feel like I'm fresh out of something and it was very damaging and stuff like that, I'm not a person to jump in a relationship. And I'll say, nah, I'm not ready because this and because that. And I know I'll take it out on you. I know I'll be suspicious of you. Everything you do will be under a microscope. So, I do try to take my time to heal, or at least get to a place where I'd be like, okay, I'm getting over it. And I, like you say, and I tell them, I'm different, this and this. If you still want to go for it, then okay, I'm game. But I try to give people that option or whatever. But I'll go back to honesty and communication. We go back to being accountable, seeing stuff in people at the beginning, and then thinking you can change them, or they gonna change. If they not, they're not doing it, and you don't see it, it's not consistent. And just gotta save yourself sometimes, save other people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what Butta said in the end. That was actually my question. My question was, and I'll go back to what I had asked. I asked, do women have those conversations where a guy is dating someone. The situation occurs where she does something he doesn't like. He brings it up. And the statement of, you being like a female, does that conversation and like accountability happen in women's circles? And I'm asking this for a really particular reason, because I've talked to men about this, a lot of men who this happens to, and we hear that you are the people you are. And so in order to try and understand who you are, sometimes we'll study who you are around. And so I know if you got a good circle of people around you, I know they'll hold you accountable. So we're asking as men, do you guys have that conversation of, hey, this is something that would need to be in check. I know this person prior fucked up, but that ain't the case always. So that ain't a healthy way to approach this, because I can only speak for guys. Guys get in these situations where we'll pose a situation that we're going through and we'll ask, what did I do wrong in this case? And the one thing I appreciate, and I'm sure it varies depending on your circle, but the guys I hang with, they'll let me have it. They'll lay in my ass if I did something wrong. We're wondering, what is that conversation like when you hear that situation occur? Do you guys just be like, oh, well, do you just let it roll, or do you check it when it occurs?
I'll be honest with you, it depends on the day that I'm having. It depends on who I'm talking to as a friend, because, and I say that people, especially women, let me go here first. Like, dudes feel like women's friends can talk them out of being with them, and that's not usually the case. Usually, if you're talking to a woman about her situation, she's gonna get mad at you faster than she would the dude that's doing everything. So it depends on who I'm talking to and what kind of day I had, whether I feel like having that conversation or not. But if it's one of my good friends and I know she got a good man, I'm gonna be like, girl, you wrong. You acting up. You being crazy right now. And you need to go and apologize to that man and go and fix it. But if I'm talking to a person who ain't trying to hear it anyway, what I'm wasting my breath for? I just, all right. Okay. Because if there's no convincing you, then there's no convincing you. There's something you got to see on your own. And either the dude gonna make you see it, or you'll finally come to yourself, or you'll never come to yourself. So yeah, in some circles, yeah, women do hold each other accountable, but it depends on who you're talking to. In my perspective, anyway. Like some women just ain't hearing it because they just don't want to. Again, like I said, men think that women talk them out of being in relationships with they dudes or whatever. Women don't be really hearing each other about their man like that, especially if the dude is a bad guy, which is ironic. They'll get mad at you. If you tell your homegirl dude cheating on her, she's gonna be mad at you. Then the dude, which is another thing, is like when a dude cheat on a girl, they don't go after the dude, they go after the girl who ain't not in a relationship with the girl. She don't even know you. The only time I'm gonna beat the girl down is if she my homegirl and she know us. Then I gotta beat both of y'all. But I'm gonna go after the dude because we in the relationship, not me and you and the girl. I don't know her. And she don't know me, depending on the lie you told.
Yeah.
If she's my homegirl or somebody who already know us, know me, then yeah, I'm tagging both of y'all. And then I'm gonna get my stuff and go.
I think it's levels to the conversation though. It's levels too. So like before we even get to the point of me saying, hey girl, you tripping, I have to bond with you. There is this trauma bond that we have when it comes to, and I have to check myself when it comes to that. Like, let's just say if my friend comes to me and say, hey, I apologize to this boy and he still is acting female-ish when it comes to that. And I'd be like, yeah, I can, actually get on that level with her and be like, yeah, that's a female trait, and and we have to deal with this on a regular basis, bop, 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 bop. And then at that point, once we start to talk it out of why we feel that way, it's levels to it. So she may say, okay, yeah, he is acting like a female right now because he's not taking my apology. He keeps bringing this stuff up. But I remember when so-and-so did so-and-so to me, and I was able to soldier up, and I was able to deal with this and, move past it. And I did what I had to do, and we're able to bond in that way. But then she has to work it out for herself. Usually that's how the conversations go. So we'll start where she's venting, and she's telling me the reason why she's annoyed by him. And then this is the reason why, because something happened in my past. But then she comes to a realization saying, oh, okay, well, that really isn't his fault. So like the friends that I have, I don't have any toxic friends that I actually talk to on a regular basis, but we just beating up on men all the time because showing their feelings and they're showing their emotions and they want an apology. But sometimes we just need to be able to get the shit out. Just get it out and vent, and then be like, you know what? I am beating him up for something that Jim did. Or I'm beating him up because something that Walter did, or you know what I'm saying? So at this point, then I don't even really have to say much. With my friends, it'd be like, okay, so at this point, this is what you're doing, and this is why you're doing. So what do you need to do at this point? So usually at the end of the day, because my friend is my friend, she's going to go back to him and say, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to, it's levels to it, but then you also have to look at the caliber of woman that you're dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not negating the fact that these brothers are getting beat up on a regular basis. I'm not saying that, but why are you in this circle of women? You need to step your game up, because if you're dealing with a woman who is always beating you down that way, there's a problem. And I'm looking at you like, okay, so what's going on with you? Where you're thinking that your worth is so below you that you're willing to deal with a woman that's treating you this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my circle, I don't have any man beaters. I don't have that. I have a lot of hurt women in my circle, but none that's not too pig-headed to actually be able to have a conversation with her man and make it right. So yeah, the conversation happens, just levels to it.
Yeah.
Understood. I appreciate that, ladies. Understood.
This is a good conversation.
Ain't it though?
It is.
Ain't it though? And I think the reason it's able to work out the way it is because I'm outnumbered. Because what happens is, what I've noticed, when you have too many, like when you match them evenly, what happens is people start to speak to their hurt because they see their hurt manifested in the opposite sex.
Oh yeah.
And those conversations can't happen. So that's why I talk to my people. I ask questions and I bring it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just that way. I think sometimes, and I heard this morning in regards to, I don't know if y'all heard about the Fresh and Fit situation. If not, we'll talk about it after this, and we'll save it for the day. But Joe Budden, who I don't agree with a lot, but I respect his work ethic, he said something. He was like, a lot of times, it ain't the message, it's the messenger.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I didn't get that until we kind of broke down who it was. And he was talking about these guys who were bashing Black women, like, openly. And he said he didn't see enough podcasters rallying against them. He said he did it, but he felt like it didn't get as much traction because of his history with his ex-wife. And I got that. I understood that. I fully understand that sometimes it may come off better from a different person, but with this method of just us having this conversation, I think this is productive. Really good combo.
Yeah. Because I can see certain things from people. It's certain people I can't hear this from. Like I can have a conversation. Jeremy, you're different. I can have a conversation with you, but another man came to me, I'd be like, okay, shut up. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm hush. So I think it's a lot of people are just hurt. A lot of people are just hurt and they don't know how to say that they're hurt, or they're confused, or they're not ready to be actually truthful when it comes to it. So it's good to have safe spaces where you can actually talk to someone who actually gets it. And you're not actually using that person as a punching bag, but we're actually having a real dialogue. Because a lot of these things that we're saying in this little conversation, I haven't said to a significant other or somebody I was dating. You know what I mean? So it sounds really good here, but when I'm actually talking to somebody that I'm pursuing, I find it hard having conversations like this. So I get it.
I agree. And a lot of the things you guys were saying, like, I was like, ooh, that punched me in the side. I felt that one because y'all wasn't talking about me, but it's some of the things y'all was saying. Y'all were talking about me. Yeah, because I'm guilty. And the thing is, I'm guilty of stuff because I'm not held accountable. And it's the privilege of being a male. A lot of times you guys don't say a lot of stuff, and I walk around thinking that things are all peaches and cream the way I'm handling the situation, only to get older and find out, oh no, that's what fucked up people do. Pardon my French. But yeah, and I'm seeing that now, and I'm trying to have those conversations and recognize those patterns. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
I appreciate y'all. Shoot.
The honesty always be good to me. So
you know, no matter how bitter it is, it tastes better than a lie to me, and that's just every day for me.
I feel.
She like, nah, a lie to me, cuz.
What else you got?
She like, nah, lie to me, cuz.
I be lying so much though.
Just hit that nod out of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
bring it up out of there. Come on.
So let me ask you this: Have y'all wasted somebody's time? Like you already know that there is like no connection. You're not really feeling it, but I'm going to do this thing. You know.
I will say unknowingly wasted someone's time. And let me explain what I mean by that. Just like when women see stuff, they let it slide. Guys do that a lot too. I think a lot of times you guys may have a certain tone or a certain way of addressing stuff that really is a deal breaker, but they are trying to be supportive, so they endure it. And what happens is that itch turns into a tingle, that tingle turns into a burning sensation, and now I'm bitter. Now every time you do it, you're aggravating the fuck out of me. So I have unknowingly wasted someone's time because I heard them tell me through action that they wanted more, but I had stated that I didn't want more. And I assumed, because I stated something plainly to me, that they understood me plainly. And that's not how communication works. Communication is breaking it down so that both parties understand fully. You never want to communicate with the guise of, well, I said what I said, and if you ain't get it, you ain't get it. No, that's not communicating.
Right.
That is something I had to learn, because that is manipulation. That is something about myself I actually had to learn.
Absolutely.
So yeah. I didn't know. I just thought saying what you felt was just it. That's all you had to do to absolve yourself. No, that's not it. Don't be laughing at me.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
I never wasted anybody's time because I always try to be upfront. Like, okay, like I said before, okay, this is where I am right now. And I just want to hang out. I just want to chill, you know, like I'm not in the space to be in a relationship per se. And I don't talk to them like like I'm in a relationship with them. Like, and I get called mean for it or whatever, or blunt, or you know, I just don't feel like. I was talking to one of my guy friends before, and I was telling him, especially with women, don't text her to me how her day was when you know you don't care. It don't got nothing to do with if y'all just you know, having a Netflix and chill, just Netflix and chill. Don't add nothing else to it. You don't care about her day. Just go on and tell her what you calling for. Because it be the unspoken stuff about relationships. If we're not in that type of relationship, I'm not coming to you like that. Like we in a relationship. I'm not gonna text you about your day because I don't care. If that's not where I am in that time, so the you know the lines can't be blurred. Blurred lines cause confusion. So I can't tell you. I can't even do this. I can't even tell you I don't want you like that, but act like I do. I can't do that. That's stupid. That's confusing. And then yes, I would be wasting somebody's time. But if I do want you, I can't act like I don't. That's wasting people's time too.
Yeah.
So you can't be saying stuff you don't mean and doing stuff you don't mean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he got a kick out of me telling him that. I was like, you be texting these women, all these 5, 6 women, the same message. How was your day? You don't care about none of it. All the time you should be texting is when can we meet up? You ain't got to. I told him before, and again, this was my, you know, former life stuff I did. A woman gonna know whether she want to be with you sexually or not. You not never. And I'm talking about a full grown woman. I'm not talking about a child.
Right.
Or a woman with the mindset of a child. Man, y'all don't finesse no woman into her pants. She know whether she gonna do it or not. Ain't no finessing her. So you don't if the relationship is already understood, a Netflix and chill relationship, you don't need to text her how her day going. It don't matter. You don't need to send her lunch. It don't matter. You don't need to send her flowers. For what? In the relationship, the kind of relationship you have is already understood. That's stuff you say for relationships, for dating relationships, for married relationships. Don't do it. Stop learning these lines. That's how y'all be getting jacked up. That's how y'all cars be getting towed up. That's how y'all be getting in the emergency room. That's how all this stuff be happening to y'all. Because you doing things. And words mean a lot. That's not what I'm saying. The actions is definitely overpowering. I can tell you all day I don't want a relationship with you. But if I'm constantly checking on you, I'm seeing about you, I'm sending you stuff, I'm doing this and that, your heart is going to feel like, your mind is going to feel like we in a relationship. When we not. That's what you're going to make us feel like. So... when I'm coming to you with relationship questions, you can't be mad because we're in a relationship, depending on your actions, depending on what you're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So time can be wasted in a bad way. With all time wasted is bad, but it can be made beautifully. You can waste somebody's time beautifully, or you can waste their time in a horrific way. But all I'm saying, be honest with your words and your actions. They got to match. Mm-hmm. You know, it makes sense. But, you know, I was just telling him that you don't got to do all that. If a woman knows she's going to sleep with you, that's just what she's going to do. You can't finesse her into that. You don't need to if that's not the kind of pursuing. Because that's, in a woman's mind, that's you pursuing me. Yeah. That's you trying to woo me. Well, what you doing that for if you know that's not what you're going to continue to do? It's stupid, and vice versa. And that's just that kind of stuff y'all don't mean. That's what be getting y'all jacked up.
I think it's because we are told to do that. You know what I'm saying? We aren't told what that means, if that makes sense. We're told, that is the kind thing to do. I know that sounds crazy, but that's because that's what we were taught growing up. Like,
that's the reason why I got a man now. That's the reason right there. Don't be nice to me. Don't be nice to me.
And I'm not saying, we ain't saying be mean either. Just be honest.
Just be honest.
You're doing that. Just from the beginning.
Yeah, because
you don't want to get to know me.
You don't. And the thing about it is, if I would be very happy if all you want to do is give me the D. Okay? If that's all you want to do, right? I am with it. I am with it. Just tell me all you want to do is screw me. So at this point, I know, okay, so I can put all my eggs in this basket, right? We ain't on that level. We ain't got to do all of that. You know what? I need an attitude adjustment every now and again. I will put you in my contacts as my attitude adjustment. That's fine. You don't have to, no. Now, if you want to, send me, lunch every once in a while, that's great. I love to eat, but don't have me thinking that we're something that we're not. Because I'm going around in this circle with you, and we just go. At this point, we just going through the motions, just for you to say that I want to go to bed with you. You know what I'm saying? We could have did that 4 minutes ago. We could have. I could have told you to pull up 2 hours ago. At this point, you wasting it. And the thing about it is, I think men think all women want is like this romantic, oh, let me kiss you all night, and I want to, grow with you and build tribes with you. Women actually have sexual urges as well.
I was just going to say that. Men do not think women are as sexual as they are.
Sometimes the only thing I need is a good orgasm. And here you come with these flowers and all these type of words. No, just say what you want, bruh. Because, at this point, that's all I want.
But society has taught us we can't do that. We can't be that direct. We can't. We can't, Car. We can't. We cannot approach y'all and be like, yo, you got a fat ass.
If we get
I would like to knock you off.
Sometimes, you know how long it's been since I heard somebody just, okay. I know we're in like this Me Too kind of, era at this point, but sometimes I want to be objectified. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
I want somebody to say, girl, your ass is fat, and what I would do to you.
My God.
See, that's the thing. Guys don't know when that is the case. And that's because you are you. You would know when you are, because you are you. It's internal. Guys don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday.
That's right. Okay.
So when a guy walks up and be like, yo, your ass fat, I'd love to objectify you. You'd be like, nigga, I'm going to church. Fuck you mean? Now we on Facebook. I can't believe this motherfucker told me he wanted to objectify me. He go his Facebook page. This is where he worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas can't do that.
You're right.
I don't even have a disagreement with it because it can be very confusing. But we're just saying, at the end of the day, just be honest about what your intentions are. Period. Don't come to me like you trying to date me and that ain't what you're trying to do. Don't do that. That's how people get hurt. That's the same thing with and it's not funny. Sometimes I just chuckle. That's the same thing with trans people. You trying to keep up a lie. That's how y'all be getting hurt. You can save your own self. You get what I'm saying? That stuff, that's dangerous. You don't understand how dangerous lying is. Just be upfront about everything from the beginning. People out here with STDs, just giving folks STDs. That's how y'all get hurt. You know you got that junk. Say something in the beginning. Give these people options.
It goes back to fear. It goes back to fear. So the thing about it is, and I'm trans, or I have an STD, or I am not looking for a relationship. I don't want to alienate myself from having this relationship. I think sometimes if we actually take that approach of just being honest, we'll realize we have more in common than we really think that we do. You know,
that's what I say.
come
Just
to
be honest.
it.
Straightforward first.
Yeah, it's easy to be fearful and not say it. And to be honest, it's really easy for us to say, just be honest. You know, just communicate. Just be honest. But to be honest, but honestly, honest, it's the hardest thing to do, because at this point you're being ridiculed or judged or hated because of what you are or who you represent and things like that. So for you to be honest with somebody, that's actually the bravest thing that you can actually do. But I think so much can be actually done, and so much pleasure could be had if people could just be honest to say who they are and what they want. Because nobody is an island, right? Nobody is that special where they've never had these situations or these ideas to come in their head. So I think if we would all be able to get to this point where we can let go and just blurt out what we need to blurt out, we can realize we have tribes within these people, or lovers within these people, or friends in these people, because we're finally finding out or showing who we actually are. You know? But it all goes back to fear. So a lot of these trans girls, they're not saying they're trans because they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of getting beat up. They're afraid that they won't find love, that they'll be outed and things like that. And the same thing when it comes to, you know, men who saying, well, I don't actually want a relationship because they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of being outed out and things like that. But I think when we got to a point where we could actually be like, okay, this is me, this is what I want, this is what it is, and be naked, then it will be so much better. But I think what we have to do is have this discerning spirit of who to actually be honest with and who I can actually allow myself to be. So I think when it comes down to it, we have to be able to be observant of the people around us. Who is actually in our circles? Who are we talking to? Who am I trying to link up with? And make sure that this is a safe space. Right. So certain things I can say to you, I can't say to somebody else because I already have this connection with you and I already vetted you out to see that you are a safe person or a safe for me to say what I need to say. So before we start, you know, spewing all these things and lying, what we need to do is sit back and observe, you know, figure out what we're actually dealing with. And then it's hard to communicate what we need and who we are. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, being honest doesn't take bravery. You take courage. You take all of that. And like I say, don't get me wrong. This is me now. A couple of years ago, this wouldn't be me saying the things I'm saying. But this is me now because I have wasted time. Or I've let people waste my time. And, you know, when I thought about it, I just sat up and thought about it. It just went back to people not being honest. And that's not even necessarily a romantic relationship. That's platonic. That's anything. But so I would say that the bravery I have as far as honesty now did come out of me being hurt at first, and then me realizing why the same cycle kept happening to me, or why I kept allowing the same cycle happening. So when I understood that, that's why I can say, yeah, you just need to be honest from the beginning. And you do have to have a discerning spirit of who you're being honest with. But when I say be honest, especially with somebody who you feel like you're trying to be doing stuff with. Now, you know, you ain't got to go around telling everybody the truth about you. Of course not. But if it's somebody you feel like you're trying to be with or whatever, or you see that it's going in that way, then say what you need to say. Don't wait. Because I'd rather you reject me in the beginning than I'm fighting for my life because I have deceived you. And I kept this from you for a long time. And that's not, like I say, that's not just trans stuff. That's STDs. That's anything. Yeah. If I have children, why am I waiting till we almost married for you to find out I have kids?
Yeah.
All this stuff got to be ahead of time before we get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Now, should I be telling you that right away? I don't know. Depends on who I'm talking to. like you say. But if I see it going in a certain direction, yes, absolutely. I need to say all the things I need to say. I shouldn't. Well, I put it on me. You shouldn't find out that I went to jail or I did time after we married. Why?
Yeah.
Those are things that you should know about me ahead of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got, some stuff. And this is gonna sound country. You can take it to the grave. Like, I ain't gotta tell you what I did in college if it's not gonna affect us right here. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that happened in college that could come up that could destroy us, then yeah, I need to go on and tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by being honest.
That makes sense.
Yeah, when you see stuff going a certain way with a certain person, not certain people. Like you say, I feel like I can be completely honest with you, Car. I feel like I can be honest with you. You hear me? But there are people I know, I be quiet. Now, let them do all the talking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
Hit them with that. That's crazy.
Don't know what.
Right? Yeah.
He said that's
crazy. Yo, that's wild. Man, really?
Wow. I did not know that.
No, that's mad crazy, man. I know how to keep, stuff to myself, because and everybody don't need to have all of us. That's what's wrong with us too. Give everybody you ain't got to have all the pieces. If we not in that way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, like I heard somebody say, you be like all the parts of you are always there, but you be a different part of yourself depending on who you with or whatever. Now, some people in my life have experienced all the parts of me. I have my best friend. He's a dude. He, of course, he's a guy, but he's the one person I know has seen all the parts of me. The crazy parts, the super happy parts, the super sad parts. I have cried in this man's lap, like literally, with his pants up, with my tears. You know what I'm saying? Can I do that with everybody? Absolutely not. Should I do that with everybody? Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. But it's just about pieces of the pie. Everybody don't even like pie. So.
Love it. Well,
I just find humans fascinating. I find relationship dynamics fascinating, and just observing people in different environments. You're looking at the same person, but they be different. You know what's going on. And some people you can watch them and they be always the same everywhere they at. It's all fascinating. All of it.
I think it's fascinating people's background. Like, we'll all have a common topic and their background will manifest in their view of that particular topic. Even something as simple as colors. Like, you can ask somebody, what color is this? Somebody will say purple, somebody will say violet, somebody will say mauve. It's just the fact that, and it's like that on everything with people. It's never as simple.
All those options.
Right.
Like, you ever seen the crayon? This is violet.
Yes. I have color pencils in front of me. Like, that's why. I need to sharpen them.
I color because it's relaxing.
It is, man.
It's real childish. My mom brought me this super huge coloring book. And I be coloring. And I be enjoying myself. I be laying on the floor and my legs be flipping in the air like this, and I be coloring.
But you can't put Doritos in a taco salad, though.
Can't do it. That's my truth, Jay. Sticking to it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's me. I'm gonna stick beside myself.